I just found a YouTube channel making $10,000 per month that, quite frankly, nearly put me to sleep because it's so boring. However, when I realized how much money this boring little channel could make, I had to drink another can of zero sugar Monster just to make sure that I wasn't hallucinating. But anyway, I'm gonna show you why boring little YouTube ideas are often overlooked as good businesses and yet sometimes have the most potential to make money. And in today's video, you'll see where this channel gets its views, how it makes money, and how you might implement these same strategies with your own boring idea. Oh, and I'll also reveal other boring YouTube channels that are making even more than $10,000 a month. In fact, one of them could be making over 6 figures a month. So stay tuned for that. And all I ask in return for all of this hard work and research that I put into this video is that you gently tap that like button. And let's jump into it right now. Quick break. If you're struggling to grow your YouTube channel, you're spending a lot of time making videos and it feels like your hard work isn't going anywhere, I actually have a free live workshop this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. You can check this out down in the description and the pinned comment below. And during this live workshop, I myself will be going over how you can grow your YouTube channel while spending less time working on your videos. You'll get to meet me and you get to ask me questions directly, and it's completely free. And this is the only time we'll be going over these YouTube secrets, just during this live training. So you won't be able to get this anywhere else, and it's a one-time event. And for this one time only, I will be giving away my viral idea generator GPT for free at the workshop. Now, this is trained on thousands of hours of my own video, me working with clients, my course, my philosophy, and I actually charge my corporate clients thousands of dollars for this software. And honestly, I can't believe I'm giving this away for free because my most popular video that got 5 million views is actually an AI generated idea. So if that sounds interesting to you, sign up for the live workshop down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you'll learn exactly how to do this. Look forward to seeing you there. All right, guys. So what better channel to start off on when we're talking about boring YouTube niches than the boring channel? Yeah, I'm not kidding. This is an actual channel. So this guy is basically a lawn care professional. And so he does mowing, he does weed whacking, landscaping, etc. And he basically records himself doing it on various different properties. Usually these are properties that are extremely messy, right? They've got like overgrown weeds, the lawns are just completely out of control, etc. So the messier the property, the better when it comes to making content. And then he just uploads the content to YouTube. Now, if you look at his most popular videos here, you'll see this one right here. I gave this random homeowner a free makeover lawn cut. And it's a time lapse of him basically doing it, right? So time lapse of crazy yard cleanup. And if you look at his view stats profile, this will basically tell you how much he made from this video. So he made about $51,000 from this video. Now, it looks a little wonky here, very likely because he had it like privated at some point or something like that. But yeah, it's legit. The views look legit. $51,000 from a single video. And if you look at the channel as a whole, it says he's making about $4.4 to $12,000 a month. Now, generally speaking, education channels make somewhere around $8 to $10 per 1,000 views. That would indicate that he's probably making somewhere closer to $15,000 to $16,000 per month from this channel. And he may be monetizing in other ways as well. But yeah, not bad money for literally just setting up a camera and doing a time lapse of you cleaning up a yard while you would have cleaned up the yard anyways. Now, additionally, if you look at other ways that he could be monetizing, or maybe he is monetizing, because to be honest with you, most YouTubers are terrible at monetizing their channels. This is actually one thing that I help people with quite a bit. But if you look how he's also monetizing his channel, he does have a newsletter here, okay? So he gets people on his email list and then he probably offers them products and services on his email list. And then it looks like for the most part, he is simply just driving people to his other traffic on different social media channels. Now, there's a good chance if you go to his Facebook, maybe his TikTok, etc., he could be making a significant amount of money on those other channels as well. And that's kind of a 2-for-1. You make the content for YouTube and then you syndicate it to other channels. That does work with certain types of content. But yeah, for the most part, it doesn't look like he's monetizing very well based on the links that I'm seeing in his description, his about section. Let me go to his latest video and see what's in the description there. Yep, also doesn't look like he has too many good things. Oh, here we go. Okay, so in his latest video in the description, he does have links to an Amazon store So basically, he probably has certain products and services that he recommends on Amazon, probably related to mowing your lawn or cleaning up your yard. And he recommends those products on his Amazon store. So he's probably making a decent amount of money from that. Probably not anywhere near as much as his AdSense money, but maybe 10 or 20% of it. And then he does have a buy me a coffee link, and I'm sure he makes a few $100s a month from that every month as well. And then he also has links to some of the stuff that he uses to make his videos, like his filming devices, etc., and his microphone. So yeah, overall, I don't think he's monetizing very effectively on this channel, and this is very likely someone that I would be able to help out. So the boring channel, if you see this, go ahead and book a call in the description and the pinned comment below. All right, the next one is something that you would watch your aunt do, you know, every day at 3 p.m. She'd probably turn something on the TV that looks like this and she'd start dancing in front of the TV. Well, they have that except for YouTube, unfortunately. But it's very fortunate for the person who does it because they're making a ton of money with it. So this is the Fitness Blender. And if you look at this channel, let's go to the most popular videos. It's exactly what I just explained. Basically, they're doing different workouts. You can kind of do the workout along with them. Very similar to that stuff that, you know, you probably saw when you were younger and you went over to your aunt's house and she was doing and it was on the TV. Now, there is a video that they posted that got 81 million views. Let's see how much they made from that using view stats. All right, so for a 5-minute video just doing a butt and thigh workout for a bigger butt, exercises to lift and tone your butt and thighs, which, you know, is not the greatest title in the world, but apparently it worked out for them because they found content that people really wanted to consume. And when you find content like that, the title, the thumbnail, all that stuff doesn't really matter that much. But anyways, they made $408,000 from this video. And generally speaking, guys, these numbers, their estimated revenue is usually on the lower end. So they probably made quite a bit more money than that. So this is like a very nice house in many places around the world. And they actually have a bunch of videos. This one got 79 million views. This one got 75 million views. This one got 24 million views. They have a ton of videos that are absolutely crushing it, getting lots and lots of views. Now, when it comes to the channel's monthly income, it looks like they're making about $4,500 to $12,000 a month. Now, that is nowhere near as much as they've made in the past. It looks like they're having a down month. They probably don't upload as much and they're probably just making money from the residuals, the passive income from the channel from people just watching older videos. But considering they got 1.3 billion total views, and let's just say they're making $5 per 1,000 views, they probably made over $5 million from this channel. In fact, you know, let's pull out the calculator just to be exact here. So we've got, let's say 1,300,000,000 divided by 1,000 times 5. So that would be like $6.5 million from this channel if they're making $5 per 1,000 views, which is pretty good. Now, on top of that, it looks like they are monetizing in other ways as well. So if you go to their description section here, this is typically where you're gonna see how people are monetizing this and the description of the videos. So if you look at their channel memberships, they've got channel memberships here. The second one here is actually a store. This third one is workout programs for results. So it looks like they're selling a digital product. It looks like they have a fitness blender company, which is right here. And they have links to their other socials as well as tasty recipes. So it looks like they are actually monetizing pretty intelligently. And I would be willing to bet if they're monetizing the right way that they're probably making double or even triple as much as their AdSense. So there's a good chance they've made $15 million plus from this channel. But I know what you're thinking, Shane, these channels have been around for a long time. They've got millions of subscribers. They get millions of views. That would take me forever, right? And I don't think I can even get millions of views. I'm not talented enough to do that, right? I'm not like a good personality. I don't have great charisma. How do I make money on YouTube? Well, actually, there are lots of different types of channels out there that don't have to get that many views that make a ton of money. It's just not as obvious obvious that they make money. Just as an example, I know Joaquin makes money because he's my client. So if you look at his view stats profile, and by the way, this is a channel where he helps international students get into elite universities in the United States, usually Ivy League universities or universities that are up on that level. So if you look at his view stats profile, it says he's only making $33 to $92 a month from AdSense. So you'd see this channel and you'd be like, why is this guy even wasting his time? Well, I happen to know, because I've worked directly with him, that he's actually making 7 figures a year. That's right, he's making over $80,000 a month. If you take the run rate on that, it's over $1 million a year from this channel. And the reason for that is because he's correctly monetizing it, right? This is a niche channel. He's selling a product or a service that solves the people's problems directly, and he's making content that is perfect to solve those people's problem and find the absolute perfect person who needs his product or service. And then he's monetizing it correctly. So just as an example, the reason he hasn't posted in a while is because when he started this channel and when he, started posting all this content, he had so many leads from the channel that he literally couldn't handle all of them, so he stopped posting. Now, let's get to the boring part, because you're thinking, Shane, what's so boring about this channel? He literally teaches people how to do well on international baccalaureate tests. So this is basically like teaching people how to do well on the SAT or the ACT, but even more difficult, right? Because it's IB, that's like an international test. And that's what he teaches people how to do. He teaches people how to do well on these super boring, super strenuous, you have to study for hundreds and hundreds of hours, maybe even thousands of hours to do well on all of these tests. And when people do well on these tests, that's how they get into elite universities. And that's what his whole channel is about. And he's absolutely crushing it with this. And the coolest thing is, when I first started working with him, he was a teenager. That's right. He was 18 and 19 years old when I first started working with him, when we scaled his business to 7 figures. And he was a full-time engineering student, right? So when you find the right niche, you make the right content, and you have the right product and service that you're promoting and selling with your YouTube channel, magical things happen. All right, the next one is one of my favorite channels. I absolutely love this channel. It's a history channel called Oversimplified. And this is gonna be really good for those people out there that don't wanna show their face, because this is a faceless channel, but it's still educational, and he's still making a really good amount of money. So Oversimplified is basically a channel that oversimplifies history, and it tells it in a very sort of funny, engaging, and informative way where they use animations. So just as an example, their most popular video is World War II Oversimplified Part 1. And if you look at that video, it has generated $489,000. Absolutely insane, okay? Just an animated video about World War II, $489,000. Now, generally speaking, education channels, they make around $8 to $10 CPM at least. So that's $8 to $10 per 1,000 views. Just as an example, on my main channel, I make around $20 per 1,000 views. And this channel has gotten 1.3 billion views. So doing the math there, 1.3 billion. And then let's just say he makes $8 per 1,000 views, and then divided by 1,000, that is $10,400,000. So yeah, this channel has made a ton of money, you could say. Now, what are they making on a month-to-month basis? Like, they haven't uploaded in a while, so it's pretty much passive income. They're making about $19,000 to $53,000 a month, or with the views saying about 7 million. It's probably more on the $50,000 to $70,000 a month range. Now, I know what you're thinking, Shane, this channel's been around for like 7 years. They have like 10 million subscribers. It's not relatable. Well, there's a ton of other kind of smaller animated channels that have started in the last few years, like this one right here, Plainly Difficult. They are also crushing it right now, and they make these animated videos as well. And this channel, it says, is making about $5,000 to $13,000. Again, if you go the $10 per 1,000 views, they're making about $18,000 a month. And again, that's just from AdSense. Now, for both of these channels, they're likely monetizing in other ways. They've got sponsorships, They probably have affiliate links. It looks like Oversimplified has a Patreon. He also has merch as well. So he's probably monetizing in other ways. And if they're monetizing correctly, they're probably making something like double, maybe even triple the amount of money they're making from AdSense. But like I said before, most YouTubers do not monetize correctly. All right, next is a very interesting channel that's all about nuclear energy. Basically, he covers anything that is remotely related to nuclear energy. And this is Kyle Hill. Now, this might be incredibly boring for a lot of people, right? A lot of people probably couldn't care less about nuclear energy, right? But Kyle is very passionate about it, and his audience is also very passionate about it. Now, his most popular video is the elephant's foot, which is the corpse of Chernobyl. And he's got another video that's almost as popular, and that's called Demon Core, the true story. And if you look at elephant's foot, for an example, this video has made $89,000. And it says on a month-to-month basis, he's making about $5,000 to $16,000, although he is big down this month. He probably hasn't uploaded a video, so this is relatively passive. He's making about $5,000 to $16,000. And again, this usually underestimates it, especially for educational content. So he's likely making more like 30 to 50,000, somewhere around there. And on top of that, he does have a Patreon and he does have merch. So it looks like he's monetizing decently well, because it looks like he has around 2,000 members and the lowest amount they could be paying is $2 a month. I'm guessing most people are probably paying the mid-level at $4 a month. So 2,000 times $4 is around $8,000 a month. So he's probably making about $8,000 a month from his Patreon. All right, next one is super interesting. And this one is kind of similar to the lawn care channel, the boring channel. This is Flawless Cleaning Services. And this channel is exactly what it sounds like. He basically goes and he cleans up super dirty areas and he records it and then he uploads it to YouTube. And people really love this stuff. And that's why he's making about $8,000 to $24,000 a month. So yeah, he's got a Patreon, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, pretty boring stuff. You're freaking cleaning stuff up and you're recording yourself and it crushes it on YouTube, right? There's so many different ways to make money. All right, the next channel has a channel title that would almost put you to sleep already. And that is Technology for Teachers and Students. And believe it or not, this super boring channel makes bank. So if you look at their most popular video, it is 21 million views. And this is a faceless channel. They have this little, AI, or not even AI, just a little avatar, this little guy who's teaching stuff. So this is basically a faceless channel. If you go to their view stats profile, they're making about $5.6 to $15,000 a month. And again, educational content, probably about $10 CPM, $10 per 1,000 views, which means they're making around $20,000 a month. And if you look at their most popular video, Beginner's Guide to Excel and Excel Basics, just a basic kind of like tutorial video or beginner's guide, $104,000 for teaching people how to use Excel. Not bad, right? I mean, yeah. Technology for teachers and students, literally just doing tutorials, how-tos on technology for teachers and students to make teachers' jobs a little easier. And they're making bank doing it. And we haven't even talked about their other methods of monetization, because I'm sure there's actually a lot of money in monetizing this type of content well. Of course, they have a Patreon here. Doesn't look like they're monetizing it that well, but they do have a blog here. And they're also making content on other platforms. So maybe they're able to syndicate this content to other platforms and make some money as well. All right, the next one is another one of my clients, and this is Papa in Shape. This is another one of those channels, doesn't get that many views, and he's making a ton of money. Now, in his particular case, what he does, he helps older men in France, so older French men who are usually successful. So they're like CEOs, doctors, lawyers, etc., and very busy. And he helps them get in shape and lose belly fat so that they can spend more time with their family. Okay. So that is what his channel is all about. It's about helping older French men get in shape. And you can see this channel is in French. Now, the coolest thing about this is when I first started working with Thomas, he was actually doing the videos himself. Now, he is a very busy CEO. He's the CEO of multiple different companies, all of them doing over 8 figures. And it just didn't make sense for him to do the videos himself. So you can see a long time back, he was actually doing the videos himself. This is Thomas right here. And then we started working with him and he completely outsourced the work to other people. Now, what's really cool about this channel is not only does he have his YouTube channel, but he also does YouTube ads to people in France as well, to the men that he works with in France. And he launched another company called Mama in Shape too. So it's for women that are really busy and they want to get in shape. And so he is absolutely crushing it with his business empire. And the biggest thing about him, he was already making a lot of money, but he wanted to take himself out of the business because he was spending a good amount of time, like 5 to 8 hours on each one of these videos he was making because he was doing it all himself. And then he outsourced that video to other people's where he spends a total of 0 hours, 0 hours and 0 minutes on the video. And he's making more money than ever. Now, if you are someone who wants to make money from YouTube, that is what I specialize in helping people do. I work with people who are beginners to make money. I work with people who want to build a personal brand to make money. And I work with people who already have big YouTube channels, but they want to properly monetize it. And I work with businesses that want to get on YouTube and get their presence out there. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and book a call in the description and the pinned comment below. On this call, we'll figure out where you are now, where you want to be. We'll figure out a plan. We'll make a plan to get there. And then we'll figure out if we're a good fit to work together or not. And check out my interview I did with Thomas where we talk about everything we did with his channel by clicking right here.